Hello, Tizai. So, turns out we got 42 claims, not 39. Uh, yeah. Yay. Yeah, if you don't know what's going on, go watch the introduction and explanation portion of my last video. I'm not explaining it again. I'm limiting these videos to an hour, because if I go more than an hour, my editing program's gonna fuck up and glitch and it's gonna suck to edit and shit. And it's just better, to only spend a certain amount of time talking about these a day. It sounds kind of weird, but if I'm spending hours and hours and hours just talking about this shit, I'm just gonna burn out and shit. But anyway, basically people don't like me. They've said stupid shit about me, and I'm talking about the stupid shit. Okay, let's get on to this. Okay, we're starting at 9 because we did 8 claims last video, so let's get on to this. Okay, claim 9. And I'm gonna read this exactly how it's written. Has an OC who SHs and makes him seem to enjoy it. She claims it's vent art, but I've seen her actual vent art. It's different. First of all, I haven't claimed that it was vent art. I think I claimed that one drawing was vent art. So apparently that means I claimed every single Adam drawing that's dark is vent art, that's not true. I didn't claim that all of them were vent art. I claimed that 1 or 2 were vent art. Also, do you not realize that somebody can have 2 different kinds of vent art? You can draw in different ways. You don't have to, it's some people have 2 different art styles. Some people can draw 2 different kinds of things with, vent art. They can draw in 2 different ways with vent art. What? Vent art doesn't have to be a specific style. Vent art is literally just art meant to express emotions. Or meant to, express the artist's, emotions. Why does that have to be a set style? And why can't I draw vent art differently on 2 different occasions? What is this point? What even is this? But to address the actual big point here, I just wanted to address that real quick before I forgot. To address the whole SH thing. So they're referring to my character Adam. Fun fact, this was the same thing with this was kind of the same thing with the Zero thing, with Zero being an angel despite not being a good person, and not, being a Cupid despite not actually knowing how to love people. Basically, it's contrast. It's contrast. I know I described the whole Cupid thing with Zero as irony, but it can also be described as contrast. It's contrast. Obviously that's not something when it comes to nobody is gonna be smiling while self-harming, at least most people. I don't know. But it's not it's how do I explain this? It's contrast. The contrast of the cutesy character and the cutesy facial expression and the self-harm. It's supposed to be contrast. It's supposed to be obviously not fitting with the actual action for a reason. That's the point of the drawing. That's what pastel gore is. That's literally the entire point of pastel gore. It's to be cutesy but also have gore. It's contrast. That's and the fact that these people do not understand contrast when a lot of these people are artists themselves is quite funny. I think it's really funny how a bunch of artists don't understand contrast and how you can put that in art in many different ways. And it's not problematic because, again, if it triggers people, if it makes people uncomfortable, then they should block me. They should block me. They should not interact with my content, which, a lot of the people who claim to dislike this are the same people in my comment section crying about how terrible the art is. So, like, if it's triggering you, don't talk about it. Like, sure, you can, like, I guess you can, obviously. I can't tell you what to do, but I feel like, if you're complaining about being triggered by an art piece, maybe don't rave about how bad the art piece is and move on with your life. Like, if you're uncomfortable with it, block me. That's just kind of how it works. If you're uncomfortable with something somebody does on the internet, unless you can prove, and I said this in my other video, unless you can prove that it's actually harming people, and it's actually a harmful piece of artwork, you have no right to dictate what somebody else draws. Now, I want to make this clear on, like, what would be considered harmful and what would be considered not harmful. Okay, let's say somebody drew, artwork of a character, like, self-harming, right? Now, the worst it's going to do is trigger people, right? Like, it's gonna make people uncomfortable. It's gonna make people, it could make people relapse, which is why, of course, we should put a trigger warning. Obviously, trigger warnings aren't, like, legal requirements, but people definitely should be putting trigger warnings on triggering artwork, but yeah, and if people who have self-harm issues don't listen to the self-harm trigger warning, that is on them. That is their fault. That is not the artist's fault. Now, let's say somebody drew a racist caricature and made it a character, right? Like, the worst it's going to do is give younger people a skewed vision on people of color in media, and could definitely, make younger or sometimes even older people have internalized racist or even not internalized racist beliefs. And it also shows that the artist has racist beliefs as well. That's what I mean when I'm saying something is harmful. Something that's going to actually affect people long term, not a short term, like, somebody not looking at a trigger warning and having a panic attack. I'm talking about something actually, first of all, it could show something about the artist. Like, if an artist is drawing a racist caricature, that probably means that they're racist. So it's them showing that about themselves, which means that they could possibly get a community of people who are like them, which isn't good. Second of all, it could make young people think that that's how you draw people of color, or that's how people of color are meant to be represented in media, or whatever. You get what I'm saying, right? Like, there's a difference between something like that and, like, having a character that self-harms, It's meant for contrast, and it's not actually doing any harm. I put trigger warnings on all my artwork with that. I put trigger warnings on all my triggering artwork, even on Toy House. So there's literally no reason why it's actually harmful. The only time it'd be harmful is if somebody is actively ignoring a trigger warning, and that's not my fault. I think hopefully we can all agree that if somebody ignores a trigger warning, knowing they have that trigger, their reaction to that content that they see is not the artist's fault. Trigger warnings are there for a reason, and if it's apparently the artist's fault if somebody ignores a trigger warning, then why are people putting trigger warnings on things in the first place? Like, if everybody's just gonna ignore them and then blame the artist for how they feel, why the fuck would people start putting trigger warnings on things? I think that's all I have to say about claim 9. Okay, claim 10 is that I sexualize gore. So, let me give you some context. So basically, a while ago, like, a little while ago, you can actually find the art on my toy house, if you want to go look at it. I'm not going to show it just because I don't know if, the people watching want to see it. It's, it's not, like, anything, like, terrible. It's just kind of pastel gore with a suggestive nature. It's not, like, porn or anything. But basically, I've drawn a lot of art of, when I say a lot, I mean, I've drawn a few pieces of my characters, EXE and Phaon, and it's, like, gory, but it has, like a sexual kind of, like, a suggestive, I wouldn't even consider it, like, super sexual, it's just, like, suggestive, I can't speak, it's 2:30 in the morning, but honestly, this might be the fact that it's 2:30 in the morning, or it's the fact that I'm stupid, probably both, but anyway, suggestive nature of the artwork is, it's basically just gore, but, like, a bit suggestive. It's not, again, it's not porn. There's no, like, it's not porn. They're not having sex. It's just suggestive. That's it. And because I draw that art, apparently that's, like, bad because it's gross. And you guys may be thinking, this disproves the whole I don't have a gore fetish thing that I've said over and over again. No, it doesn't. Let me explain why. I draw this art, first of all, the art isn't, like, porn or anything. If it was, like, porn, I'd totally understand where people were coming from with, like, saying I have a gore fetish. Like, that would be, like, because, but it's not porn. It's slightly suggestive artwork, and I draw that kind of artwork every once in a while because I have a character who's into that. And it's also just kind of fun to draw. Also, another reason why I draw contrast. Contrast is fun to draw. I like drawing contrast, if you guys can tell by a lot of my points. But the contrast of something being a bit sexual in nature, but also being something that's quite scary, which is, like, being ripped apart or, like, gore. It's a good contrast. It's, and it's fun to draw. And it kind of goes with the whole pastel gore thing. And unless you can prove that me drawing this artwork is harmful, like, at the worst that you could assume about me based on this art is that I have a gore fetish. And me having a gore fetish and, like, that's not, and somebody having a gore fetish for, like, fictional pastel cutesy gore isn't really harming anyone. Like, obviously, like I said, I don't have a gore fetish, but if you wanted to assume that about me, even then, like, you can't even make the argument that if I assuming that I'm lying right now, and I actually secretly do, you can't even say that I'm into real gore, because I don't draw realistic gore. I draw cartoony gore that's, like, fucking rainbow purple colored. Like, what would be the issue there? And if it's not even me as a person and what it shows about me as a person, and it's more just the artwork itself, if I put a trigger warning, what's the issue? Because I do put a trigger warning on all these pieces, obviously. Like I said, I put a trigger warning on all of my artwork. That is, triggering. What's the issue? That you find it gross? Yeah, it's kind of meant to be a little gross. Like, And even if you can argue that I'm appealing to people with gore fetishes, again, it's cartoony pastel gore. It's not realistic gore. If it was realistic, I'd understand where people were coming from, because that could show that I'm appealing to people who, like, are into real life gore. But it's cartoony pastel gore that literally nobody with a real gore fetish would enjoy. Like like, really. That's like the thing here. It's just like, it's not harmful. And even if I am, like, appealing to people with gore fetishes, who cares? Because because those people with gore fetishes obviously aren't into realistic gore and won't, and aren't, like, turned on by actual gore, like, actual real gore. So what's the issue? Like, really, it's like, if I was drawing realistic gore, you'd have a point. There would be a point there that I'm attracting people that might, be really gross. But I'm not, because the gore isn't actually realistic. Like, seriously, this doesn't, like, when you actually break down this, this OMG sexualizes gore and that's bad thing, it doesn't really make much sense because of the nature of the drawings. Claim 11 is that I baby self-harm. Now, what is this referring to, you may ask? Well, back when I was a TikToker, I used to post my art with, like, self-harm stuff in it. I used to post that kind of content on TikTok. Now, fun fact about TikTok. TikTok has a very heavy moderation system, where basically, if your video says the words self-harm or self-injury or anything of that nature, your video has a big risk of getting taken down, which I understand. But I, being the person I was, drawing this artwork and not really having much of a YouTube platform or a platform anywhere else to post my art, I wanted to still post this artwork. So what I did was, when giving the trigger warning for any self-harm related art I drew, I would say self-ouchies, because it's cutesy, so maybe TikTok will kind of overlook it and, not realize that I'm talking about self-harm. I explained this multiple times to the people getting mad at me for that, saying I'm babying self-harm. But they don't listen because they want to be mad. They just want a reason to be pissed at me. So, yeah, that's a pretty simple explanation. Again, me saying self-ouchies isn't harming anyone, and I understand why people don't really like it, but they can just kind of scroll. Like, I didn't do it because I thought self-harm was so cutesy and ooh-woo. I did it because to make TikTok overlook my trigger warning. Like, it's not that deep, bro. But, yeah, that's kind of it for the babying self-harm thing. Like, I literally just did it for the purpose of, being able to post the artwork on TikTok. So, yeah. Claim 12 is and I quote, basically fetishize gay men. Now, there's multiple reasons why people say this. First one, I have a lot of gay men OCs. Yeah. Second reason is because I defended the whole stereotypes argument people make when talking about the Boyfriend's comic, and I also read, like, a little bit of it. Yeah. Yeah, amazing evidence, amazing proof, so good. Okay, first, the whole OC thing. The reason why I have a lot of gay men characters is that, one, I express myself better with queer characters, just so I make most of my characters queer. Second of all, I prefer drawing male characters. I just prefer drawing men than women. So that translates to having a lot of queer man characters. It's not that deep. I don't secretly have a fetish for gay men. I just like drawing gay men because I prefer drawing men and I prefer drawing gay people. So when you mix that together, you get gay men. That's just how it works. And for the whole boyfriend thing, first of all, me reading like a tiny bit of a comic about gay men does not mean that I fetishize gay men. The fact that I have to like actually explain this is stupid. Me reading a small amount of a comic about gay men does not mean I fetishize gay men. Like, excuse me? Like, I didn't even read it, like, because, oh my god, it's so kawaii, gay men is so kawaii. No, I read it because I was interested in, its newfound popularity. And this was before everyone was hating on it. I just read it because it was getting popular, people were talking about it. So I decided to read a little bit of it because it came up on like my webtoon thing as a recommendation. So I read a little bit of it. I got bored because I don't really like it. But yeah, I read a little bit of the comic. Sue me. Like, what the fuck does this prove? Like, oh, you reading a comic about gay men means that you fetishize gay men. Like, what? What? Excuse me? Excuse me. And about the whole, like, defending the comic, the comic isn't stereotypes of gay men. In fact, the creator of the comic is a gay man, and everyone fucking knows that, yet they act like the creator is a woman. That's not fucking true. Shut up. Even if it was stereotypes, like, which it's not, it's stereotypes of college kids, not stereotypes of gay people. But even if it was, isn't the creator a gay man, and doesn't that automatically mean, by the law, keep in mind, I don't personally believe this, but this is going by the logic of the people saying this, and people, raising their pitchforks at me, by the logic that I've seen from the other claims, wouldn't that make it okay because they're a gay man and we should be listening to gay men? Isn't that like the whole thing? Like, I don't listen to queer people. I just don't listen to any minorities. I conveniently hate all minorities when it's convenient for the people, convenient for the people getting mad at me. But they'll be my friend, though. Yeah, they'll be my friend. They'll chill. They'll hang out with me. But the second I, lash out, of course, they get pissed. But anyway. Basically, me defending stereotypes, not defending stereotypes, but defending the lack of stereotypes in a comic about gay men does not mean I wanna fuck gay men. What the fuck? What? Like, okay, that's like, where are people getting these connections? If I, in any way interact with any fictional gay man character, apparently that means I want to fuck gay men. Like, what? What? Excuse me? Okay. Okay, next claim. I'm done. The next claim is sexualizes cannibalism, which I'm actually just going to skip that one because I already addressed it in claim 10. So I'm just probably going to make the name of that section sexualizing gore and cannibalism and just have it apply to all. So, okay. Claim 14, because we're skipping 13 for the reason I just gave you. Animalizes POC. We're skipping this one again because I already addressed it, and it was literally already addressed in claim 4. It was already addressed in claim 4, which, by the way, I addressed this in my last video. So we're gonna skip 14 as well. If you want to see my If you want to see what I say about that, go to my last video, go to the claim 4 timestamp, and watch away. Okay, 15. Now something I can actually address in this video. Only gives black OCs afros and never any protective hairstyles. Now, first of all, we're gonna ignore my characters Venus and Darren because I don't think they existed at the time this claim was made. They both have locks, so we're gonna ignore those characters. Again, you guys don't have to say it in the comments. This claim was made before those characters were made. So we're gonna pretend that those characters don't exist. First of all, afros are fun to draw, okay? They're fun to draw. They're poofy. They're nice. They're fun to draw. Again, they're really fun to draw. I like drawing them, which is why a lot of my black OCs have afros. I don't really get the issue with me giving my black characters afros. Like, the first thing people got mad at me for was Arson having straight hair, because Arson, again, is Blasian and has straight hair just because that's what I decided to design him with. Because it's not like they're fictional characters who also have, like, fucking cat ears. They don't need to be 100% realistic. As long as they're not, like, a black stereotype or, like, harming the black community, who fucking cares? But now people are mad because I'm giving my characters afros. Like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want? This doesn't, like, literally, the worst this proves, the worst, and I'm saying the worst thing this would prove about me, is that I don't like drawing protective hairstyles. Which doesn't mean I'm, like, racist. First of all, I'm fine with drawing protective hairstyles, like, you know, because of, like, Dylan and shit. I just didn't know how to draw them at the time. And even if I did, who cares? It's not harming black people for me to not draw locks. You wanna know who, you know, the people who should be getting mad, the people who are getting mad at me for not giving my characters, like, protective hairstyles, you know what they should be doing? Giving their characters protective hairstyles instead of getting mad at me for not doing the same. Like, seriously, these people are artists. It's not like they're, like, not artists and they want artists to, like, no, they're artists. These people are artists. They have original characters. They can literally do the thing that they're getting mad at me for instead of getting mad at me. Like, literally, who cares if I don't give my character's locks, which, again, Darren, but, like, we're ignoring him. Who cares if I don't give my characters protective hairstyles? Who cares? Maybe I don't know how to draw a lot of protective hairstyles. Is that not, like, really? What does that prove? That I'm racist? Because it doesn't, like, seriously. Like, yes, protective hairstyles should be, you know, represented, but that doesn't mean that every single random white artist online with, like, 1K fucking subs, and I didn't even have 1K subs at the time this claim was made, should be giving all their characters protective hairstyles. Like, it's, like, what is this claim? Like, is this trying to call me racist? Because it's not, because it's literally the dumbest claim I've ever heard trying to call me racist. I mean, the animalizing POC one might be stupider, but I don't know. Stupider? Might be more stupid. I'm amazing at speaking, guys. But, yeah. This is dumb. I tried to address these in, like, in a calm manner, but it's hard. It's hard, dude. It's hard with how, like, obviously malicious these claims are. Okay, next claim. Okay, this next one is, basically, it's like a half-truth. It's not really a lie, but it's like a half-truth. Sends NSFW in her server full of other minors and adults in a private channel, but still, I read that, like, exactly how it was written. Okay, first of all, there was one adult who joined and then left immediately when they realized, like, second of all, that channel has since been deleted. The channel doesn't exist anymore. And again, I did make a new server and shit. But, like, even in the old server, when people started giving me backlash, I deleted it because I realized that it wasn't a good idea. Like, seriously. Also, a minor posting artwork that's inappropriate for other minors, or not for other minors, but in a channel with other minors isn't an issue. Unless it's like a 17-year-old showing 12-year-olds, like, the porn. It doesn't, it's like, what's the issue here? That minors are seeing porn when they literally had to get the role from, they had to get the role from me. It was a role that only certain people could access it. Meaning that if only the people who wanted to see NSFW art would be seeing it. Like, seriously. And I didn't know there were adults in my server until there were people acknowledging that they were adults in my server. So I didn't know. I literally didn't know. And, like, even then, I've changed, I've learned. So why does this matter? Like, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure this claim was made after I deleted the channel. What's the issue? Okay, so this next one, I'm gonna be talking about 17 and 18. 17 is, and I'm quoting this, Wendy, just Wendy. And 18 is disrespecting cultures, in parentheses, Wendy. So, let's just talk about everything that people have been mad at when it comes to Wendy, because I guess that's what they're referring to. First, let's talk about disrespecting cultures, because that's one of the few things that that's one of the only thing it actually specifies. Keep in mind, these people are mad at me for something I did in 2019. I'm 14, turning 15 in September. I made this character and used this character. And I made this disrespectful character when I was like 11. You are blaming me for something I did when I was an 11-year-old. Before I even had TikTok, when I had an old gotcha channel. My art, you wanna know what my art looked like in 2019? This is what my art looked like in 2019. That's how long ago this was. Are you kidding me? And people are mad because I revamped the character. I revamped the character and removed all the fucking, I removed all the disrespectful nature, I removed the disrespectful nature of the character, but because I still kept the character despite it not being offensive, apparently I'm evil. Apparently that still means that I'm still disrespecting a culture with something I did when I was fucking 11. Are you kidding me? I was 11. I was an 11-year-old. An 11-year-old. And I was an 11-year-old gotcha kid who was not in any way educated on native culture, and I didn't know that the folklore creature I based this character on, which I'm on the screen, it should be the original version of this character, just for some context. I didn't even know it was a Native American creature. It was something important to Native American culture. I literally just thought it was a funky, I thought of it as a fucking SCP. I had a whole hyperfixation dedicated to this thing. I don't know if is calling it a thing disrespectful? I don't know. But, dedicated to this, creature, dedicated to this folklore creature. and I'm not using that as an excuse, obviously, but at the same time, you can't blame me for shit I did when I was 11 and did not know that what I was doing was harmful. And I've since fixed and corrected that mistake, and people are still mad because I did that. People are literally mad because I kept the character that used to be racist. They're mad at me for keeping a character that used to be racist when I was 11. But then I changed and it's not racist anymore. But apparently because the character is still used to be racist, apparently that means that it's still bad. No. I'm sorry I disrespected cultures when I was an 11-year-old. I'm sorry. That does not mean that you get to blame me and still say that I'm still disrespecting cultures because of something I did when I was 11. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I said in the last video I was gonna be, like, calm and collected, but I can't. I can't with this shit. I can't. Honestly, I just can't. Like, it's so annoying how people are blaming me for shit I did when I was 11. An 11-year-old. And then when I fixed my mistake, people still got mad. Like, oh my god. Second thing that people were mad at. That Wendy is Native American and has short hair. I hate to break it to you, but, and this is something I've been told by multiple Native people. I'm just letting you guys know that. Native people don't have to have long hair. Sure, it's a part of their culture, but it's not something that's, required. It's a thing that people choose to do for whatever cultural reason they do it for. So Wendy might just be one of those people who choose to keep their hair short. And, plus, dude, having short hair is so much easier to fucking tend to. As somebody who has longer hair, and who's had short hair before, oh my god, having short hair is the best thing in the fucking world. Having long hair sucks. I do not want to put my character through that. Having long hair, it sucks to brush. It sucks to, wash. It sucks to dry off. So, why am I not allowed to give Wendy, short hair? Because multiple Native people have told me that it's fine, because not every single Native person has to have long hair. It's just a personal, cultural, and spiritual choice that every Native person is allowed to choose. At least that's what I've been told. It's nothing that they have to have. So me giving a character short hair while also being Native American, people getting mad at me for that is just stupid. I'm pretty sure that's all people were mad about. So we're gonna go on to 19, which is antisemitism. You'll want to know how I was anti-Semitic, and I'm gonna read it off exactly how it says. She posted on Jewish Visibility Day and proceeded to post when she was told about it. Now, keep in mind, when I did that, and keep in mind this was on TikTok, when I did that, I said the reason why I posted and why I didn't really care was because I don't like blackouts, because they don't actually do anything. But that means I'm anti-Semitic because Jewish Visibility Day happens to be a blackout, and I happen to have ignored the blackout. The people writing this, whoever the fuck did, could have had a better argument. Sure, it wouldn't be good, but it'd be a better argument by saying MG hates all minorities and think that they shouldn't have days to celebrate themselves. than calling me just anti-Semitic because I happen to have posted on a Jewish Visibility Day. Are you kidding me? If you disagree with my opinion on blackouts, that's fine. That's fine. I understand why people participate in blackouts. But that doesn't mean that everybody has to. Also, like, I don't even know if Jewish Visibility Day was a blackout. I don't even know if it was, like, specified as a blackout. But I don't even know. But, I think that on instead of, like, having blackouts, we should just get, like, days or months to, basically celebrate minorities, to, like, be like, hey, you guys are cool. I don't know. But to, like, like, celebrate, minorities and how far they've come and shit. Like, Pride Month. We could, literally, we could just have, like, a Pride Month, but, like, for other minorities. It's not that, like, obviously we don't have to do, like, all the parades and shit, but, like, we can have days or even months celebrating, minorities, like we do with Pride Month. And I know we have Black History Month, but a lot of people don't really, like, nobody really acknowledges Black History Month except for Black people. So we could make Black History Month similar to, like, Pride Month with, like, and I don't know if people, like, do anything for Black History Month. All I know is that, like, schools talk about, like, Black issues and stuff, and, like, slavery being abolished and shit. Or not, maybe not slavery, but, like, just talk about, like, Martin Luther King and shit on Black History Month. But, like, other than, that, people don't really do much for Black History Month, and I think the people should, but, having only Black creators, for a day post isn't gonna do anything. It's not, like, not only are people just gonna post anyway, but also even if everybody did stop posting except for, Black people, what does it do? Like, oh, look, we're Black people and we're posting today. Like what? I don't, like, like, you can educate people about Black issues without telling everyone else to shut up for a day, Like, you can disagree with my opinion. You can totally disagree. Like, seriously. And you can block me if I post on a day that you don't want me to post, you just block me, dude. Like, just don't interact with me. Or just politely accept the fact that we have different opinions. It's not out of antisemitism. It's not out of, like, any other, like, bigotry. It's literally because I don't think blackouts work. How is that anti-Semitic? Is it anti-Semitic to say that blackouts are stupid? Because they don't work? And they're just kind of there for performative activism. That's what they are. It's literally just performative activism. Like, are you guys really calling me anti-Semitic because I think that, blackouts are performative activism? Like, what? So stupid. I think that's all for the whole dumb anti-Semitism claim. Okay, so, 20. Claim 20 is blatant lesbaphobia. So, with this, I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure what they're talking about is me on TikTok a long time ago, saying that the lesbian community on TikTok is toxic, which it wasn't lesbophobic, it was just it was very poorly worded. I was trying to say that a lot of lesbians, not the entire community, but a lot of lesbians on TikTok, have a habit of being mean, and kind of, not just being mean, but, like, yeah, not being mean, not just mean, but, like, just kind of claiming things are lesbophobia when they're very obviously not. And I just kind of wanted to bring attention to that and say that's stupid. I wasn't trying to, like, I understand why people are kind of mad at me for this, but I do think it was a long time ago, so at the same time, I feel like just getting mad at me over this is just kind of a bit silly, I think it's just a bit silly to get mad at me for something I did in, like, when was it, like, it was like 2020, 2021, something I did a few years ago. Like, really, like, that's all I really have to say about that, because, like, I just think it's kind of silly, but I do understand how it could have, like, come off as, lesbophobic. This next one is borderline transphobia, claim 21. I don't know how to answer this. The only thing I could think of is the fact that I don't think the word femboy is a slur. I think it can be used in a derogatory fashion if you call a trans woman a femboy, but I don't think it's a slur. Like, I think it depends on how you use it, which, by that logic, it's not really a slur. That's just a derogatory term that can be used in a derogatory way, but can also just be used to describe a feminine man. I don't really have much to say about that other than I have a different opinion than you. If you're uncomfortable by me having that opinion, you can block me. Again, you're allowed to block me. You're allowed to, like, not interact with me if you are uncomfortable by that word. Like, and people are saying, oh, use Roseboy. Okay? If somebody wants to use Roseboy, they can use Roseboy. Literally, who the fuck cares? Use either. Who cares? That's all I can really think of for the borderline transphobia part, but, yeah. Claim 22 is glorifying suicide. So, the only thing I could, like, think of when it comes to that is, Dr. Noose being a character, which, if you don't know, he's a character. He's a demon that died by hanging himself, so his demon version has a noose around his neck. He's got a little noose tail. If this is what they're referring to, which I'm assuming that's what they're referring to, what? Like, how is it glorifying suicide? Like, he's very obviously a very sad character. So you can't even use the whole, oh, you're making it cutesy argument. Because I'm not. He's not, like, how am I glorifying suicide by giving him a noose around his neck? He died of suicide, like, I don't get it. Like, somebody explain this to me. How am I glorifying suicide? The Dr. Noose is very obviously not, like, a glorified character. He's just, like, he's a sad character. He's a depressed character. What is the, like, I'm so confused. Claim 23, defending Ageplay. Ageplay isn't that bad, guys. Calm down. Like, it's not, like, it's weird, but it's not, like, pedophilic. Ponder Sprocket actually explains really well why Ageplay isn't actually pedophilic in her video on Sashly. I would definitely recommend you go check that video out. But that gives a much better explanation than what the explanation I can give. Is it kind of weird? Yeah. But is it pedophilic? No. By the actual, like, definition of pedophilia, it's not. If you don't know what Ageplay is, look it up. It's basically just a kink where, like, two consenting adults, they, play the roles of, like, a parent and a child. It's also called DDLG. You've probably heard of that. Basically DDLG, Ageplay is just basically, like, how do I explain it? Like, DDLG is just, like, Ageplay, but, like, it's basically, it's really similar things. But, yeah, it's not pedophilic. If you disagree, go ahead, disagree. Like, obviously. Like, you're allowed to disagree with basically any of this. but that doesn't mean that you have the right to try and cancel me for it. Okay, this one's a straight up just lie. Claim 24, defending proshippers. No. Next. No, I'm joking. So, basically, I defended Kitty Dog because she used to be a pro-shipper and now she's not a pro-shipper anymore. Which means I apparently defend pro-shippers. And just because I say that pro-shippers aren't pedophiles, and that pro-shippers, and that the concept of pro-shipping and the topic of, and just the conversation around pro-shipping is too black and white and we should be talking about it with more nuance, does not mean I'm defending pro-shippers. And if any of you think that, you're a fucking idiot. Like, I'm sorry. Like, me saying that there should be more nuance in a discussion is not me, is not me defending pro-shippers. And if you think that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there should be more nuance in every discussion, but I feel like people have an issue with not treating the topic of pro-shippers in the way they should. People focus more on calling pro-shippers bad and making fun of them than actually explaining why pro-shipping's wrong. And I think pro-shipping's wrong. I think pro-shipping is terrible, but most people just most people go against pro-shipping by saying it's gross, it's weird, and that's not what people should be doing. Me saying that anti-shippers suck because they're kind of dumb and their only arguments are always, it's gross, it's weird, you shouldn't be shipping that, and not the actual reasons why pro-shipping is bad. Me saying that isn't me defending pro-shippers. Pro-shippers suck, alright? Pro-shippers suck. They suck. But calling them pedophiles just for being pro-shippers, saying that, pro-shippers are irredeemable and them they can't change and, stop being a pro-shipper, when the second they start shipping pedophilic shit when they're a kid, they can't change, that's, me saying that that's stupid isn't me defending pro-shippers. Me saying that Kitty Dog has changed and isn't a pro-shipper, and that's good, is not me defending pro-shippers, and it is in fact me doing the opposite. This is a straight up lie. I don't defend pro-shippers. I've never defended pro-shippers. Me dissing anti-shippers does not mean I hate pro-shippers. Does not mean I like pro-shippers or that I defend them. I don't defend pro-shippers. Stop with these lies, I swear to fucking God. People have even called me a pro-shipper, which is even more untrue. I've never shipped anything like that in my fucking life, nor do I support people who do. Where did that come from? Because I happen to be a Kitty Dog fan, and Kitty Dog used to be a pro-shipper at one point? What is even going on with these claims? I swear to God, that's it with the pro-shipper thing. Okay. Claim 25, defending J-Schlatt. Wow, we're back to the whole J-Schlatt thing. Or not back to it, but I did mention it in the beginning of the video. Anyway, defending J-Schlatt, and not just the thumbnail thing, everything. So that's that's just a straight up lie. I've defended the thumbnail thing. I've defended a few other things that I thought was stupid that people were accusing J-Schlatt of. But the only reason why I said that J-Schlatt was fine is because I didn't know the other things J-Schlatt had done when in 2020. Because fun fact, I think they're referring to a YouTube video I made. Here's the thing. I'm neutral on J-Schlatt. I'm neutral. But I do think that the whole thumbnail thing, if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. And a couple other things. I think most J-Schlatt antis are fucking stupid. I just think they're all stupid. Because they're just kind of assholes. but I don't defend Jay Schlatt on everything. I think he kind of sucks. Like, I think he sucks. He's not, like, irredeemable. He's not, like, an irredeemable scumbag, but he's not, like, disgusting and terrible in every way or anything. He's, like, he's not a good person, but he's not, like, terrible, you know? I'm sure he's a fine guy in real life. He just kind of sucks sometimes. I don't know too much about Jay Schlatt. But, yeah, in a YouTube video I made, I defended him entirely because I didn't know that the other things existed. I thought it was just the thumbnail thing. So, like, and I've said multiple times recently that, I don't defend him on everything. I'm a neutral. I don't care about Jay Schlatt. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about him. I don't care. Just don't fucking, tell him to kill himself and shit. Like, some, Jay Schlatt antis do. That's all I have to say about that. Well, on that note, we're done with this video. Yay! So, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions or polite concerns, let me know in the comments. Don't be an asshole. Yeah. Goodbye.